So yeah, what's that about, Jerry Jones? There, he's great. He's you love the old pictures that you found of him.
Yeah.
Ain't this
Do you support everything that Jerry Jones says, does, and otherwise may have done, Jovan? Is that
Yeah,
what you just
absolutely.
said
I think
I
behind
so.
the scenes?
said
That
that I
that
support the Dallas Cowboys.
I think he said he
That's the
supported
team.
segregation in
I
schools.
don't support
God
segregation.
damn.
It's fucked up.
Man, bro.
he said something about Germany. I don't know. Roll the.
How
Oh
did I
my
turn
god.
into that
Oh
dude from
my god.
NXT?
Yeah, what? Let's see. What do we got
Drake
here?
Younger, dog.
How about So we do have some breaking news. As of last Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys did not win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, dude, kick his ass.
Again.
What's
What
up?
the fuck?
What's up, everybody? That's
How's it
Isaac.
going?
That's
Hi,
Giovanni, and I'm not Isaac, so I guess that
That's
makes me
Shane.
Shane.
That's Shane. Yeah, we're having fun here. We're enjoying ourselves. This is
It's
a good
great.
time. Welcome to Such Good
What's up,
Shoot.
boys?
Not much, man. Just enjoying life. Had a good day.
Hitting the
Nice.
corners and them Lolos.
Yeah, had a nice little outing, a nice little a little date, if you will. It was fun, and now I'm here. We watched some wrestling, and I'm about to crack open a cold Canadian Pilsner, Labatt Blue.
Nice.
And I have to break out my blueberry mint lemon vodka because I have a feeling that we're going to be doing some drinking tonight, boys.
It was a damn good show.
I agree.
And I think that I think without looking, I have a feeling Meltzer thought it was a good show.
Yeah, I would assume so.
It wasn't in
really
Japan.
loved NXT.
It wasn't in
no.
Japan.
Just nothing got a 5. He rated almost all of it really highly. He just 5s are real tough for Meltzer. Outside of Japan.
Speaking of Meltzer, real quick, do we want to talk about the Observer Awards at all? And we have to preface this by saying, I know everyone loves to talk shit on Meltzer about these awards, but these are voted by his fans. Okay, so like this is a fan vote. To be fair to him, to be not fair to him, all his fans are fucking marks for AEW and hate WWE. Well, so it is what it is. But let's see. Wrestler of the Year, Jon Moxley. What do you think of that, guys? Wrestler of the Year, Jon Moxley. Is that the right call?
No.
I don't see that.
And well, I mean, one, he's an AEW mark. We know this. I would vote Moxley for most dependable, most leaned on
company
professional.
man.
Yeah, like biggest rock of any company, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Moxley really held AEW down last year through the CM Punk shit and all of that. But no, he was not the best wrestler of last year.
He wasn't.
No.
Okada?
No. I mean, there's only one answer.
Or do you go? What's your answer? Is it Roman Reigns?
It's Roman. Yeah. It's got to be Roman.
Okay, I mean,
he's
put on some great match. He hasn't wrestled as much maybe as some of these other guys, but he has been the guy in the business.
900 fucking days, dude.
I would say that Cody Rhodes should be in consideration, even though he missed a lot of time. I mean, him coming back at the Rumble was fucking huge. He's put on some of the best WWE matches I've seen in years in that company. His Hell in the Cell match with Rollins is legitimately one of the most incredible matches I've ever seen in my life, because with that injury at the beginning, like him coming and taking off his jacket and showing off that injury has sucked me in and made me care about that match in a way that I don't think any wrestling match has ever impacted me, because there's no way that didn't fucking kill him the whole time he was doing it. And it's just one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. And the match itself was perfect beyond just the injury aspect. Like, you wouldn't, had he not had that giant fucking bruise, you wouldn't have known the guy had torn his fucking pectoral muscle off. It was incredible.
I could see it being Cody more than I could see it being Moxley.
But he missed so much time. That would be
no.
I would. Moxley went to rehab.
That's true.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but also Cody's year was like legitimately 3 matches. He had, I mean, like at least in WWE, obviously he did some stuff to finish up with AEW, you know, what he was doing earlier in the year. But no, I mean, I would put Moxley above Cody again, just as far as like workload doesn't matter as far as being the best wrestler, and obviously we agree on that because we both said Roman. Yeah. But
Roman was number 2.
Yeah, I just don't think Cody was present enough. You know what I mean?
Cody isn't even in the top 10 on this. This is just me asking that question. 1 through 4 is Jon Moxley, Roman Reigns, then Will Ospreay, and then Okada.
Oh, I like Ospreay being that high. I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, like Moxley is the only one that just doesn't really fit, honestly. And I hate to say it, but he just doesn't fit in those top 4.
No,
he's not one of those.
It's
guys.
not that he's not a top guy. He just wasn't a top guy last year.
Most outstanding wrestler was Will Ospreay.
Easy.
Deserved.
I can't argue with that. Tag team of the year, FTR. I would. Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably go Briscoes. Honestly.
The biggest Briscoe matches were with FTR and FTR.
It's hard, yeah. I mean, and that's tough, but I do think that, like, man, like what the Briscoes managed to do in 2022.
I think work rate hurts the Briscoes there too, though.
Yeah,
because they weren't able to be as active with Ring of Honor doing smaller shows. The freaking FTR went everywhere.
Yeah,
I got them the edge.
Yeah, no, I think that's the right answer. I probably going Briscoes is a lot has to do with.
Well, yeah, I mean, familiarity with Jay.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I mean, at the same time, like, you can't argue that they had one of the best years of their career last year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were everywhere, and I think they really, like, had that not happened, I mean, they would have been shot to the moon, ultimately, eventually. But
ECW tag team champions, Ring of Honor tag team champions, they held it down.
Yeah, but FTR is an easy answer. Best on interviews. What would you guys say? Yeah, I mean,
it has to be MJF.
I think that's an easy one.
I mean, it really
tired of him.
I don't know. He got people calling the police in that fucking town, saying that they think that this guy fucking like got a DUI and switched. Like, he had people calling the cops, dude. That's old school.
What I was gonna say with MJF is that he needs to figure out another trick.
Yes,
because eventually saying the most vile shit, the most shocking shit is going to lose its luster, especially when you're the champion.
Well, it's also going to hurt his value for WWE if ultimately that's where he wants to go, because they don't want that.
They're not
interested. Shit. Yeah, they're not interested in him talking about certain things. They want him to be him, but like, if he wants to make it, he needs to be able to do what Chris Jericho's so good at doing, which is reinventing himself when the time is right. And that means going away for a bit and then coming back as yourself, but something a little different.
He teased the face turn that the crowd was really getting behind, and then he came back, was like, "Oh, fuck all of you stupid marks." I mean, people want to get behind this dude. He just doesn't know how to be a face. He's such a rotten heel.
Does he not know how to be a face, or have they not just pulled the trigger on trying to make that happen?
Yeah, it's hard to know. And I mean,
because with how charismatic he is, I have a hard time believing that he couldn't make the switch. And it might be a little rusty at first.
I don't think it would be hard at all. I think he could do it no problem.
Well, sure. I mean, but again, we've never seen that. He's been a shithead literally his whole very short career.
Sure.
I mean,
I think that, like, you look at the guy, I mean, and he's obviously very, very good at what he does. And I think part of that is knowing how to work the crowd, and whether that means for boos or for cheers. I think it doesn't matter to him ultimately. I think, like whatever he needs to go out and get done, he'll do. I think that's what makes him so good, is that he just knows, like he has like a very good way of like getting the crowd riled up.
Yeah.
But,
sure. If this title reign lasts another 6 months, at the end of that 6 months, they're going to need to figure out what to do with him, or else I think the crowd is going to start, turning and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson won the Bryan Danielson Award.
Wow.
Which is really funny to me.
What is that? Is that just like
the best technical wrestler? But it's literally
how is that different from the most outstanding wrestler?
I don't know. It's the Bryan Danielson Award. These are the category B awards. I don't know what the difference is. The category A awards and category
they're
B
undercard awards, dude.
He's the Bryan Danielson Award is the best technical wrestler, and he won it, which is very, very funny.
Is he the best technical wrestler?
No.
I mean,
Chad Gable, maybe.
I mean Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zack Sabre Jr. 100%. I mean, Danielson is very technical, but
he's great.
But he just hits hard a lot of the time. You know what I mean? He loves to do the beat the piss out of me, so that way I look like a heroic baby face.
Yeah. What else do we got here? We got promotion of the year AEW, best weekly TV show Dynamite. I don't know about that, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that argument. He did put the worst promotion as WWE though, which is crazy to me because Control Your Narrative is on that list.
I mean, hey, you gotta love some CYN.
How is that not the worst promotion? How do you begin to fucking the Royal Rumble last year was the worst wrestling match of the year too, major match of the year. Yeah, last year's Rumble wasn't terrible. It was a decent Rumble.
Dog, we're talking about this the same people, the same fan base. There is no logic. It's a horrible take. Yeah, it's a horrible take.
Best TV announcer was Kevin Kelly, which is great. Good
for Kevin Kelly.
I like that.
Worst was Corey Graves.
I 110% agree.
Worst match of the year.
Why does everybody hate Corey Graves so much
I think
now?
He's great.
He has a face. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean he's totally unlikable, but he's the heel color, so that's kind of the point. Yeah, I mean I don't think he's as good as what he was like in NXT and early on his main roster run, but I definitely think you can do way worse.
Oh yeah, JR. Bring back. That's wrong. I wasn't going to go JR. I was going to go Byron Saxton, but hey.
Yeah, I mean exactly. I would agree with that. Worst match of the year, I actually do agree with, which was Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon at the WrestleMania. Was the absolute worst match I saw all year.
Yeah, no, just put yourself over, Vince.
No, it's terrible.
You're just missing the do-rag.
Yeah, I mean, I guess best booker is Tony Khan, promoter Tony Khan. Best gimmick they got right though. They got the best gimmick right, and that's the honorary Uce, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess we'll call the awards there, our discussion of that. I guess before we jump into the main event, I wanna read one of our fun whatchamacallits that we dug out of the internet. The Jabroni of the week, maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. From
Let's
that
see.
FB page.
Yeah. Oh man. So I guess we'll go with the okay. This is coming from actually no longer the Cult of Cornette on Facebook. It's just the Cult now. The Cult of Cornette, I guess, like Brian Lass asked them to change the name because he started his own Facebook group and then caused a bunch of problems. But anyway, we'll call this guy Dick McDaniel III.
All right.
Which is basically his real name. His real name is Richard. He says, okay, I will make the statement. Charlotte Flair is a horrible champion. She doesn't make or help anyone she has wrestled. Ric Flair knew he needed to make people most of the time. Charlotte ruined Asuka after the WrestleMania match, which isn't Charlotte's fault. Asuka has never been the same or close. Becky got herself over despite Charlotte taking all the kudos for everything they did. Bayley made herself a star. Sasha was worse for wrestling Charlotte. I hope to Jeebus that Rhea will be okay after. I don't actually think they will let Rhea beat Charlotte.
I mean,
they're letting Rhea beat Charlotte because Charlotte has to be 16-time champion, so you have to lose the belt.
Yeah, and the idea that like Charlotte didn't help make any of those women fucking better like stars is out of it's insane.
Well, I mean, especially down on NXT, and I don't think what the person is saying is entirely wrong, but also like Charlotte is just that big of a star. So what like what you're saying just doesn't matter.
She's a great champion.
I mean, the bottom line is she puts butts in seats, and she, she is probably the biggest women's star other than Ronda.
I got it, guys.
Oh God.
It's just like Shane was saying. The guy mistakenly put Charlotte. He meant to put Ronda.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I agree with that. Ronda, yes. That if you just switch that name out, then yes, 100%. But Charlotte, even though she's not my favorite female wrestler, she is an incredible champion. And if you beat Charlotte Flair for a title, it means something.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
So, to beat the woman, you have to be the woman. You got to beat the woman. There you go.
You got to beat the don't beat women.
Don't beat women. Yeah, no.
Do not beat women. This is not what we're condoning on this show.
If you are a woman, then you can.
We're not
beat.
If you're in wrestling and you want to be the woman, you have to beat the woman.
Yeah.
This is strictly a Cowboys thing, man.
So real quick before we get into the main event, I want to give a quick shout out to Unsanctioned Pro, my local.
Tell us about that.
Promotion.
Yeah.
I brought one of my dude. I'm losing it. I brought one of my buddies who had not really into wrestling, only ever been to like one WWE show. Was he
bummed that the Undertaker didn't show up?
No, he didn't care. Yeah, it's just so much fun. It's just a great time. Not that anybody who's watching this will go to Undisputed Pro, but
I want to do a shout out to
Wade.
Pro rather. Wade goes. He's there.
He's
Wade,
and then I watched.
Shout out to Ethan.
And then I watched the TNA show. Sorry, the Impact show last night, the pay-per-view, and it was fine. A lot of technical issues, man. The ring was squeaky as hell. Oh man, the first two matches, it was incredibly hard to tell what was happening. All sorts of skips. But there was one match in particular, Isaac, that you would have given -5 stars to. It was between Moose and Joe Hendry. And it was the .com hardcore match for the digital championship. So it was like a hardcore match, but all of the weapons were electronics.
Oh shit! This is the one where he busted out the the original PlayStation or no Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast. Yes.
Okay, now that's see that hits my nostalgia in a weird spot. I love Dreamcast, so I actually give that match 5 stars just for incorporating a Sega Dreamcast.
But at one point, Moose gets under the ring and he grabs the suspicious black bag of, what you would assume to be thumbtacks, right? Except it's not thumbtacks; it's keyboard caps.
My god, dude, that's awesome!
That's a good spot.
Oh, that's a good spot. Yeah, you know what? That's good.
What?
It makes sense, and it would hurt if you're gonna do a dot. If you're fighting for a digital title, and it's a .com hardcore match,
you're not gonna have thumbtacks.
Yeah, dude, have a bag of keyboard keys. That's great.
I agree. But how does Isaac gonna?
I had a great date today.
Oh my god!
Feeling good. I had a real good date.
I'm feeling good.
Ethan, it was melodramatic because it was Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer cutting promos on each other. Yeah, it was a waste of 15 minutes.
I mean, I love Impact so much, but last night felt like an old TNA show, and not in a good way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I like the I don't know, I like the 6-man tag match between Bullet Club and Time Machine.
Well, you know what?
That was good.
You know what? Remember our breaking news thing we did where it was we do have some breaking news. We're gonna incorporate some old school TNA pay-per-views into our lineup.
Oh shit! Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I don't know when, because I got to figure out what the hell they have on there. It's like nothing.
What?
But
they don't have everything?
I don't think so.
Nothing.
Dude, the app is so bad. The app is worse than New Japan's app.
New Japan's
New
app
Japan has an app?
Well, they have their website, and it's bad because it's like it's definitely made for Japan.
It's worse, dog.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's so bad. But yeah, original TNA stuff. It should be fun. Nice. Isaac's gonna get to see Abyss get lit on fire and various other horrible things.
Nice.
We have to cover a monster ball.
Shout out! One more shout out, and that's to our sister podcast and our crew over at Shooting Shit. Love those guys, Jovan included, for sure. But DDJ, love you, Sean,
Joe,
and fucking Joey K. God damn, the premiere. He's like, I swear to God, we're fucking like Siamese twins separated by that seam on our balls. Like that's where that came from.
Hit that video again real quick. That breaking news.
Oh my God. We're breaking more news today.
We're breaking more news. I was expecting the short one, but hey, that's nice. Let's get a long one.
Yeah, I wanted to get you the full kudos you deserve, man.
Breaking news. All 4 members of the Shooting Shit podcast. It's going to be in Chicago, Illinois, May 21st for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling's New Era show. Because they are
dog.
One of our partners.
Yeah.
We're going to all be at the show.
Nice. Yeah, bro.
And it may be my birthday.
Oh, shit.
So
Jovan's getting drunk and going
you gotta get like a private booth setup so you can live stream the show.
Dude, we were thinking about getting a booth. We're thinking about putting out a merch table. It's gonna be good.
Nice, man. That's awesome. You guys are killing it, bro.
We're gonna have fun.
All it took was adding Sean to the mix, man, and all of a sudden people are like,
yeah, Sean was the secret ingredient.
You just need that Old Spice, man. It's the one missing ingredient. Oh shit. Well, speaking of Old Spice, we're in Brooklyn today, where I don't know. It probably smells like curry and cologne.
Pizza.
NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, Barclays Center, 15,275 in attendance, August 19th, 2017. NXT, baby. Goddamn.
NXT.
We had Mauro Ranello, Nigel McGuinness, and Percy Watson on commentary. Percy should not have been there. They didn't need him. They did not need him with Nigel and fucking Mauro out there.
I miss Mauro announcing, dude. I like to hear him when he does the boxing every once in a while. Just to get that Mamma Mia.
You know who I would love to see as a team is Mauro and Pat McAfee.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be energy, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Like how hyped
Tenacious D.
How hyped would you be for fucking every fucking match that those two called? They wouldn't even need chairs, man. They'd just be standing up the whole time shouting.
No, that's a main event only commentating duo though.
Good.
Yeah. That's the thing is they're never going to take Cole off of that though. That's the issue.
Why would you? Cole and McAfee are incredible together.
They're a good team.
Like, goddamn, that moment when he came out at fucking the Rumble, was one of the coolest moments of that whole show, and it was a great show. But that alone, and like they had no idea, Matt. Like,
did you hear the story on McAfee's show?
Well, that he just like flew in like right before. No one knew.
Like months before, they asked him. They asked him like 2 or 3 months before if he wanted to be in the Rumble, and he told Vince, he said, I'm not in shape, or he told the guys there that he's not in shape, and he didn't want to do that because he's put on good performances.
Yep.
And then they were like, "Oh, okay, well, don't worry about it." And then he said, literally, like a week before the show, they're like, "Hey, do you want to come and commentate?" And he said, "I flew in on my own dime. Nobody knew I was there. And when I came out, he's like, I literally just landed 20 minutes ago."
Yep. He landed 20 minutes before, zoomed right there. And that's great because you could tell like Michael Cole's reaction was genuine. He was
my buddy Pat
so happy that he was going to get to call this whole show with McAfee and not just fucking Corey Graves. And
he was trying to kick Corey in the back. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here, Pat McAfee's here."
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. But yeah, Anyway, Corey Graves shows up on commentary at one point, and Jim Ross does too. But let's just dive right into this one. We start off the show hot as hell with Andrade Cien Almas, who was accompanied by Zelina Vega, going against Johnny Wrestling. And this match was 13 minutes, 13 seconds, guys. And I swear to God, this is the best opening match that we've seen on an NXT TakeOver to date.
Yes.
It was incredible. And from Johnny Gargano puts on fucking bangers.
Johnny Takeover, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's very good. Andrade, he doesn't get to wrestle much anymore, but man, when he was given an opportunity,
this was his best gimmick ever. I like what he's doing gimmick-wise now, but this, like the Andrade with the suit top and the hat,
it was the
best fucking Andrade, dude.
It was great. And Zelina Vega was a great valet for him. Yeah, and those two just put on a fucking clinic. I mean,
it was a million miles an hour the entire time too. Little to no rest holds.
Right off the bat, very, very high energy, get the crowd amped up. And I mean, what a way to start an NXT, like saying, okay, we're going on first. Well, it doesn't mean we're not main eventing it, and like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they went out and did that. I don't have much to say about this match other than I loved it.
It was great.
And it was 4.25, I think is what I sent you guys in the chat. I think I was where I went. I was like, it was just fucking great. It was great.
How many matches was on this show?
5?
5.
5 matches.
Fuck me, because I don't want to say this is match of the night because I have another one that might be real close to it, but this was top consideration for top 2 in my opinion.
It's up there. It was really, really good. I mean, right off the bat, like I was halfway through it and I was like, shit, this is one of those pay-per-views where every match is at least 4 stars.
It's gonna kill it, yeah.
And it was. I mean, spoiler alert, like there's nothing less than fucking might be Brown Dozer. I just caught that. Very good. Very good. But yeah, man, like it was definitely I know what my match of the night was, but this is probably tied for second place.
We're gonna be drinking a lot, man. We're
go drinking a lot. 4.25.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved the one spot, I think it was towards the end of the match, where I can remember exactly what Johnny does to get Andrade to the outside, but then he snaps off that quick suicide dive. I loved Andrade working over the shoulder and arm, trying to work towards the hammerlock DDT. Like we said, they went a million miles an hour. This is, really Johnny starting his incredible, singles run, and just putting on the best matches on the best wrestling shows of the year all the time. Yeah. Little to no stakes, unfortunately, which does hurt it a little bit. And for that, I got to agree with you guys. 4.25.
Nice.
Meltzer. Yeah.
Before we do that, oh,
Jesus.
Has Tommaso Ciampa had his injury at this point already and come back? Or is this around when he gets injured? Because I feel like the last takeover they were building towards Ciampa and Gargano.
Oh yeah,
because they had that split, but then
he kills him. Yeah, because
I feel like he gets
hurt
injured
in that match.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so he's gone at this point. Yeah.
Okay, which is God, what a bummer. Okay, yeah. Meltzer says 4 1/4.
No.
I got like half a beer. This is fine by me.
Oh, good old Crown Apple. Fuck me.
Well, he's right.
Jovan's drunk tonight again. Let's go.
Woo!
No, I'm at clusterfuck already. All right. Well, that brings us. I know that brings us on to the tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships between Alexander Wolf and Eric Young, Sanity, with Killian Dane and Nikki Cross. Although Killian Dane was up on the to start the match, but he never got tagged in, and Eric Young took his place. Yeah. They went up against the authors of Pain, Akam and Razor, with our man Precious Paul Ellering in their corner. And you know, this match was the one that I wasn't sure about. On paper, this is obviously the weakest match of the night. On paper, it started off a little slow. It was a little boring. They're just like a little brawling around, and all of a sudden, it just fucking kicked into high gear. And
AOP started bumping, man. That's what struck me the most is the way they were selling the suplexes from Alexander Wolf. Some of those Germans he was popping. I mean, they were taking little man bumps. I mean, they were throwing themselves. Great. Yeah, this was awesome.
It made EY look incredible.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I love the way they started it, where, you know, you have the mind games of him, you know, switching out with Big Damo under, you know, the Freebird rules, I guess. I didn't mind the slow start to the match. I think ultimately we're going to rate it the same. I mean, I didn't mind it just because I think the brawling thing made sense for Sanity. It made sense for AOP.
It totally did. By the end of it didn't bother me as much. I think had they had something a little less, it just wasn't super clean. I think it would have been a little more polished. I would have gone higher ultimately, but it didn't ultimately hurt the rating that much, especially for a tag match between two giant, like, big guys. It wasn't like it was a you know, a match between like Alpha, the American Alpha, and DIY or something. You know what I mean?
Where it's like this is big, smeaty men slapping.
Yeah, like if with those two teams, if you're not getting a 4 fucking star out of them, something's wrong, right?
I don't understand how Alexander got out of NXT though. Like, how did they let him go?
Didn't he do some fucking shit on the internet that got him in trouble?
No, I don't think so.
Or was that Killian Dane? One of them did.
No, Killian Dane.
Dane had a kid, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Dane's with Nikki Cross. They're married.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, I just think he got released.
That's a weird bedroom to look into.
Yeah, I don't think Wolf did anything, man. I just think they cut him. Dude.
He was a freaking beast.
I mean, he's an Imperium too.
Yeah. That's another one. They could. Oh fuck! I forgot he was an Imperium.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, this match was awesome. AOP bumped their asses off. They looked incredible. Sanity was really clicking right now as far as the way their matches were running and the constant interference and the constant insanity. But yeah, there's a table spot at the end where
Cross gets murdered.
Yeah, where Nikki tries to crossbody one of the authors of Pain through the table. So Big Damo just running shoulder blocks her and the author of Pain through the table.
Well, she goes up to the top rope and she goes to do the crossbody, and I think it was Akeem like catches her, and then just like goes right through with her as a battering ram through. I think it was Wolf through the table. And Jesus Christ, that looked awful for her.
It wasn't Wolf. He's not going to spear his own guy. It was one of the authors of Pain.
So
Killian Dane ran into the author of Pain, who caught Nikki Cross. So she's stationary.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he caught her and then speared her through the table.
No,
into her own guy. Almost positive. Because I don't think she was
positive the other way.
Yeah.
I'll look this up.
Now look it up real quick. But Sanity.
Yeah, Sanity
now
ends
that
up.
We're on this.
Go ahead. Sorry, Jovan.
You can look it up. I'm going to give you time to look it up. So Sanity, in my opinion, is the basis for Violence by Design and Impact, right? Since both are young kind of creations. I think Sanity, though, in the WWE just worked a little bit better, especially due to the new violence that we have now, which is kind of watered down without Eric Young. But I think Sanity, dude, was peak. They could have been something really, really big had they had kept them all together and brought them all up the right way. I don't know. I really liked that faction, dude. I was really down with Sanity.
Yeah, Sanity was. I mean, when they were going, man, it was good.
The AOPs never wrestled again. I think there's rumors of them maybe coming back and doing something. Might start training again.
I would love to come back. Honestly,
there were some big fucking monsters, dude.
Yeah, but Sanity ends up picking up the shock win here. I don't think. I remember at the time I was like, "Oh, Sanity has no chance," whatever. They pick up a huge shocking win. They end up dropping the titles, I think, at the next takeover or maybe even on NXT.
Oh shit! Yeah, you are right. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at it now. So yeah, she jumps up the crossbody. I had it backwards, so she catches her and then immediately takes the spear.
Yeah, because Killian Dane goes, "Oh, I'm gonna date this girl and make her my wife. What should I do? I'm just gonna ram her through the author of pain."
Yeah, he murdered her. I just was completely knocked out of my socks by it. But 4 stars for me.
It's a 4. It's a solid 4.
God damn it, easy 4.
Well, we're all drinking. Let's see if we're in another clusterfuck.
No, Meltzer gave it a 2. No, I'm just
we're not in a clusterfuck here. We got a 3.75.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
we got close.
We're just drinking together.
We're gonna be very close tonight.
Well, that brings us to Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. This shit was fucking awesome. I gotta say, within the first 30 seconds of this match, they set up exactly what kind of match it would be, and like they told in a story in that first 30 seconds, trading kicks.
Yep.
And I was completely sold on it. This is the best Hideo Itami has ever looked in NXT.
Yes.
Ever. This is 100%. Easily his best match.
Well, he's also wrestling a style that he's used to wrestling, right? Which is stronger. Which is also, which is ultra strong style.
And Black, man, great entrance. First of all, incredible entrance for Black. But man, this shit. I mean, just it's a very Japanese, like, strong style match. It really served Hideo. He came out, like, he started doing his heel turn, like, just getting mad, like,
show me respect.
Yeah, show me respect. And fucking, the crowd wasn't into it, which is a bummer. But man,
the match was great.
A great match.
But they were into the match, and that's what matters.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks with Hideo Itami is he would have been such a star had he not gotten injured when he did, because they were ready to push him all the way to the fucking moon. He would have been, he would have easily been a top guy. But shit happens. But this match, man, the all the spots and the shit, all the kicks.
It was uber stiff.
Yeah, Aleister Black gets his nose busted really early, and I mean, and it's constantly bleeding, but just a little bit. It's not too much.
And half his mustache is just red.
Oh yeah, and it's running this way. I loved the Super Michinoku driver that Hideo Itami hits on Aleister. I love towards the end of the match you have this exchange where they're open handed slapping each other, and then Alistair hits like this jumping knee that looks great and sounds great, and then immediately gets Falcon arrowed by Hideo. Like it looks like he's gonna hit something, and then immediately, yeah. I mean, it was just super good, and that's
really good.
and ultimately, this is another reason why this era of NXT was so special, is because they made all of the matches feel different. Like the first match was just a really, really great indie style wrestling match,
fast paced.
The last one was big men slapping meat. Just crazy straight up pro wrestling. This is Japanese strong style,
and they set it up immediately. Like the second this match started, you knew what you were gonna get. And it's not often like really that you get that in wrestling matches, right? Like you get a slower start that'll build into something incredible. You'll get like all these different things, but to like immediately go into a match and be like, this is what this match is going to be. It's like going in and watching like, it felt like how Brock Lesnar and Walter or Gunther would start, right? Maybe not with the kicks, but like,
slaps.
It's
gonna be strong. It's starting strong.
And I love that style. This match was 4.5 stars.
You know what?
Damn it!
It's actually a real good. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be at
too. It's 4.5 stars.
But
oh, look at him with his face and his lips.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared to click this tab, guys. All right, here we go. Should I pour my shot now? Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black, 4.25.
Oh. Okay. We liked it a little bit more. Cheers.
Yeah. Also, real quick, shout out to the finish. There was nothing really special about it. It was just him hitting that snap. What did he call it in NXT?
Black Mass.
Black Mass.
Yeah. Looks great.
Looks great every time.
When he hit it on time, it looked just freaking killer.
How many takeovers until we get Adam Cole versus Aleister Black in that hardcore match?
I don't know.
Like one or two. Yeah.
I think it's coming.
Well, next is War Games, so it's not that. We know that. But
definitely not that.
We forgot to mention before this the end of the tag match. After we had the tag team champions, we got Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish come out and beat the fuck out of everybody in the ring. And the crowd was loving it.
Yeah, the crowd was electric.
Loving it. And man, when you could see them looking, and when they saw Cole at the end, you could see the crowd freaking out before he even got to the fucking ring, like just blowing up. It was incredible. But anyway, so we got that one done. Now we go to what I consider the match of the night, honestly. Yeah. Ember Moon and Asuka. Not an Ember Moon fan, never have been. I think she's good.
Wow.
But I always thought she was overrated. Asuka matches are always great, but I've said it every time we watch a takeover, it's hard to get into them knowing the outcome. Just 100% knowing that the outcome is going to be. That being said, this match was perfect, and I got so lost in it that I was points where I was like, holy shit, she's about to lose. It was perfect. This was a perfect match. I'm saying 5 stars right off the bat. It was perfect.
Wow.
This was honestly, this is one of the best women's matches I've seen in NXT. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it at all. And goddamn, the crowd is eating it up. The false finishes. Ember Moon looked fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And Asuka looked strong as hell. I mean, perfect match.
Yeah, I don't agree it was perfect, but it was definitely very good. I
mean, we got to disagree on something today.
You're fucking crazy, dog.
I loved it. I
love the way it started. I loved with Ember Moon attacking Asuka right after the bell rings. The lights are still on. I love how she came out like a ball of fire because nobody else had even tried that. They just got ran over. Yep. I loved the sequence in kind of the middle of the match where Asuka has the Asuka lock on Ember and she's on her back. Yep. Yeah, and then she kind of like flips her over, and then Ember Moon gets out, and then she sits up, and then Ember Moon immediately counters, tries to pin the shoulders down. I thought that was cool. I really, really liked when the ref caught Asuka trying to use the tights at the end of the match, how he called her out, and as Asuka's complaining, Ember takes the advantage and super kicks her fucking head off. Yeah, no, it was just really good. This was the first time we've ever seen Asuka look like she was, she could be beaten.
In a one-on-one match, that triple threat was points, but at one-on-one, she looked vulnerable, and goddamn, dude,
the build up to the fight.
This is the match of the night for me, easily.
The pre-match build up, they showed the video package. It really built into everything to this match, dude. And for me, I was an Ember Moon fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I dug it. I dug the aesthetic. I dug the move, the freaking Eclipse. I loved it.
Yeah, everybody loves the Eclipse.
I liked in that match how it was teased and teased and teased, and when it hit, you thought that was it. Fuck, she hit it
off. Yeah, she hit the top rope, whatever.
Yeah.
And when you oh my god, credit to Asuka, she sold that like hell. Like, it was
like
great.
A motherfucker.
Oh my god, yeah, it looked great, because that move, if not sold right, looks like shit.
Yes,
it looks
what's happening in AEW, but
it looks ridiculous if not sold right. It's like Vince McMahon trying to take a stunner, right? Exactly. Because if you don't time that one right, because it is a stunner variation, and you don't time it right, and it just looks awkward. And boy, oh boy, did they hit it perfectly.
God, it was a hell of a match, dude. And I think that's what got me into it, because I went into it thinking, they're not going to let this lady go perfect, right? When I watched it the first time back in the day. And then rewatching it, knowing the outcome, like Isaac said, it still didn't take anything away from it, because I was still lost in the story. She's coming after Asuka because Asuka does mind games. Nobody could beat Asuka. You're not ready for Asuka. Well, I'm going to take it to your ass, and can you take it? And
she sure did.
It was a hell of a match, dude.
And she got her moment in the ring after, and like in tears. It was good. It was.
I'm giving it a 5.
No, I mean, and I get it. I give it that because honestly, like, to get me that invested in a match where I already fully know the outcome, and I already struggled with one of the people in it just not being one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, yeah, man, I was fully invested in that match. I was up and down on the couch. I was so stoked, and yeah, it was perfect for me. I got no complaints.
4 1/4.
Okay.
I'm going 4.5.
Oh.
Well, one of you is drinking. It's Shane.
No. Thanks, Meltzer.
Meltzer goes 4.5 on that one. And he's he's not wrong. I mean, it's
a hell of a match. It was
match that's the thing. Yeah, and to say it's match of the night on a card like this, where every match was match of the night in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? It was like,
yeah.
I mean, you get to the main event here with Bobby Roode and fucking Drew McIntyre, both of which had incredible entrances.
I love this era of Bobby Roode. Love him.
He was great. He was great in NXT, man. He was probably the best like iteration of his character in his career, or one of them. It was just perfect. Yes. The song, the whole gimmick was great. Yes. Drew McIntyre coming out with the bagpipers, playing him to the ring. Awesome. The glorious entrance with the piano and the crazy fog.
Yes.
Incredible. Really, like, they really did a good job of setting up like the fact that it felt important. Like, giving those guys those entrances felt important before they even got to the ring. And it never, like, those two going against each other, I mean, those are some big fucking guys. Drew Mac is out of his fucking mind, like crazy, like nuttier than fucking squirrel shit. That fucking dive over the top rope.
Yeah.
Where Bobby Roode just fails to catch him in any way, shape, or form. She just bounces off of him and hits the ground.
It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it like lands right on that hip. But, and like,
this is his prove it match, man. Because I mean, he was supposed to be the next big thing. He's the future of the business. Then he gets dropped. He goes to the Indies, gets cut like a fucking Greek god, and now he's back to show you this is what I fucking am.
And he was huge.
And this was this is my favorite Bobby Roode match. Honestly, I think in this run on NXT, I just think that for whatever reason, whether or not it was just because Drew was so powerful, or whether or not he wanted to, but he sold the hell out of Drew's strikes, and the way he was flopping and stuff. I was thinking,
and Drew did too, though. Drew sold like crazy.
Well,
too.
Sure.
I mean, those glorious DDTs he took.
So, just thinking about and I remember this at the time, and I remember, and obviously I generally felt the same way now. Is that Bobby Roode's title reign? Even though he's a big star, the matches themselves were underwhelming. His title reign reminds me a lot of Shane Douglas's ECW heavyweight title run. Like when you look at the rest of the card and you look at the previous champions, and then you look at what you're getting out of the champion, match to match.
Shane Douglas is often referred to as the franchise of ECW. I get it. Crappy gimmick he has. He's the franchise. I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan. As a champion, I thought he was a weak-looking champion. There was people that were putting on weight.
Sure, he was always hurt. And,
Then that shouldn't be your champion. Your champion shouldn't call himself the franchise, and he's not even the best guy wrestling that night. I never liked Douglas at all.
I mean, sure, but
Dean Douglas? You didn't like Dean Douglas?
I did not like Dean Douglas.
Damn.
He was so smart. Well, was he the one? Was he the one who had the workout gimmick too?
That's Simon Dean.
Simon Dean.
The Dean.
No, that's he was also in ECW though.
He was Hollywood. He was in the BWO. He was the Hollywood Hogan of it, wasn't he?
He was that wasn't Stevie Richards, was it?
Oh no. Was it Stevie Richards? He was the Hollywood
Stevie Richards.
It was the Meanie. It was the
it was Meanie.
God, Meanie,
and then Macho Man guy. No, that was definitely Stevie Richards.
No. Sorry, Dean was the what was he? He did the Green Lantern gimmick. He was Am I messing it up? I think he was the Green Lantern dude. He was like super or something.
He was in BWO.
Yes.
Yeah. He was in Supernova.
He was
Supernova.
Hollywood Nova.
Hollywood Nova. Yeah. He was Hollywood Nova because he was Supernova, which is like the Green Lantern.
Yep. All right, there we go. Full
Bam. Take that, DDJ.
Everyone was like DDJ would have had that 10 minutes before.
Yeah. He would have been calling him on the telephone before we even got it answered.
He would have known. He would have had the answer. Fucking Cold Pack. He beat goddamn Godfather in trivia about Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
all right, main event. Yeah, this main event fucking kicked ass, dude.
It did.
Yeah.
It was really good. They both looked so tough. And they went, it was almost 20 minutes, I think. 22 minutes, 25 seconds. I mean, that's a long match for a guy of Drew's size.
To go the way he did the whole time. He went like a man possessed.
And it wasn't, and like you were saying before, Shane, I don't mean to interrupt, but like the idea of every match having its own feel and style. For being two big men who are just like kind of colliding with each other, this felt completely different from anything else we saw tonight. Yeah. And it had stakes that felt way more important than anything else we saw.
Sure. I agree. And something I want to point out is this is the first match. Is it the first match on NXT? He might have wrestled a couple times on NXT TV, but this is obviously the first big, Drew match we've seen since coming back. He to this day still incorporates that fucking spot where he's hanging off of the top rope, and then he lifts himself up, and then he yokes him off back, this way. It is insane to me that he has done that for that long, and somehow that is still like you know what I mean?
That was it's a crazy spot. It's a crazy spot, but yeah. I mean,
Drew Mac gets his big win after kicking out of a glorious DDT, and then he gets hit with another one, and Bobby Roode is going to hit it one more because he's got to put him away. He hits a snap claymore. Bobby Roode sells it perfectly.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, he breaks out of that DDT, and fucking goddamn. The two he hits two claymores in that match, and both of them were like sold like a fucking gunshot to the head.
Yep.
And like the first one was the one where fucking Bobby Roode, like he rolled out to under the rope. Mac rolled him back in 1-2, and he got his foot on the rope, which was another great spot. You know, eyes closed, foot on the. Well done, Roode. And then the way they finished it, him getting that moment, you know, like it was such a feel good moment for him.
He's crying,
and then the thing is like, okay, the first time you don't know what's happening, it's not that noticeable unless you're looking for it, but the crowd sees something happen and sees Cole coming through the crowd, and they start losing it.
Well,
and
they
then
start losing it for.
And Fish and O'Reilly come in too, but you see half the crowd is looking towards Cole, and the other half is looking up the ramp, and they all just start going crazy because they see what's happening before we do on TV, right? They're like, "Holy shit, there's Fish. That looks like Adam. Holy fuck!" And then, you know, like before you even get in camera, Cole's on the ring apron, and the crowd is just losing their fucking minds. They beat down. They beat down McIntyre, kicks his head off in those fancy shoes of his, and we get the fucking start of the Undisputed Era in NXT.
And no Adam Cole baby to show for it.
He didn't do it, but we did get an Adam Cole baby from Mauro Ranallo. Shout out to JR again and to Corey Graves, because they were both great on guest commentary, way better than Percy was throughout the whole show. What did Percy call? What was the name he got wrong?
Alexander Black.
Alexander Black. Yeah. Woo. But yeah, this is easily the best NXT takeover that we have watched for this show, and I think in saying that, it's pretty obvious that this is the best pay-per-view that we have reviewed to date on such good shoot.
Sure.
Easy.
And it's three years of the show now going. This is easily the best. You guys want to rate the show as a whole? I mean, this is easily a must.
I think we still need to rate.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. You're right. 4.25. 4.25.
Going.
It was really good. It was really good.
4.5.
I think I agree with Jovan. 4.5 on this one for me.
Okay, so you guys have to drink with each other. And I have to drink with Mr. Meltzer. Well, this show was obviously, we liked it a lot. I can't give the show a 4 or 4.5. I think this show is a 5. I think this is one of those pay-per-views.
100% agree.
Yeah, this is a must-watch.
You have to watch. It's one of the most important shows in NXT Takeover history because
NXT history, period.
We get Drew Mac winning the title after coming back. We get fucking Bobby Fish and O'Reilly. We get Adam Cole, and then we get them all coming together at the end.
And again, you get the start of the Johnny Gargano singles run too.
Yep. So, big shifts happening in NXT, and for the next, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 pay-per-views.
It's all bangers, killers.
It's going to be, you know, I feel like we're going to have a lot of 4-star plus matches in every one of them for the next while, unless I'm crazy. But I mean, there's definitely a long stretch of incredible pay-per-views. Do we go? Are we going WWF or WCW next?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. That being said, I work next Saturday, so we'll see you in a couple weeks, folks.
That's Shane.
Yeah,
that's Jovan.
Not Isaac.
I'm Isaac.
Might be Brown Dozer.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Get drunk, drive safe, and let's hit the outro thing.
Goodbye.
Hey Isaac, this is William Hung. I heard you're about to have a violent pro wrestling match with Nick Gage, and you feel nervous about it. So stay strong and give it your all and have no regrets. I don't know Hulk Hogan's song, but here is another song for you. And just do it! Be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. Be true yourself and just do it! Be what you want to be. Do what you want to do because it's all up to you.